Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday's big news propaganda story was the arrest of a 14-year-old boy in Irving, Texas, who supposedly brought a homemade clock to school that his teacher mistook for a bomb. This story is propaganda by the numbers. We will fully break it down. Where I want to begin is with the number 14. The boy is said to be 14 years old. This image here on the screen is the image that has gone viral of him from the side in handcuffs. Notice that he's wearing a NASA t-shirt, and all you can make out is the N. He's 14 years old. N is the 14th letter. Right away, people should realize that this month it has been 14 years since September 11th. And since September 11th has occurred, this mainstream media has brainwashed the American public into believing that Islam and Muslims are dangerous people. That rhetoric has been told over and over. Pundits on nightly news in the post 9/11 era have made arguments that Islam should be banned from the United States. Islamic people should be banned from the United States. We should bomb the Middle East and kill the Muslims. All of this stuff has been said on mainstream TV over and over throughout the post 9/11 era. And here comes another story from this same mainstream media jerking around the American public. Before we break it all down, I want to get to the significance of 14. The words dead and end have gematria of 14, and again, it's been 14 years since September 11th. And what's important to think about with regards to September 11th is the parties responsible have not been held accountable. It was not Muslims, it was not people on planes who are responsible for what happened on 9/11. It is world governments, and as I have shown, it is the Zionists who have coded all of their numbers into the day's event on September 11th, 2001. Also, I want to go back in history and show you the significance of 14. A book was published in the year 1898 on January 1st. That book was called Futility, the Wreck of the Titan. What this book is about is the sailing of the world's largest ship, the Titan, from the UK to the United States when it sinks on its first sail on an iceberg. This is exactly like the story of the Titanic, which would happen 14 years later in 1912. And I want to show you the connection between September, Twin Towers, and iceberg. They all have gematria of 49, the number connected to Revelation. In Revelation, it says the synagogue of Satan, the false Jews, will rule in the end times. Right now, we are living in a falsified end times made by this gang that is the synagogue of Satan. In this world, they're more commonly referred to as the Zionist Jews, the supporters of Israel. If you have not seen my video on September 11th and Zionism, please watch it. It is extremely important. But all throughout history, these people have coded their numbers into all of their hoaxes, including this book. Because rest assured, the sinking of the Titanic was another major hoax, a Titanic lie that has been with us since it happened. Notice that the word Titan in Titanic, the difference are the letters IC. I is the ninth letter, C is the third. So IC is a lot like 93. In regards to September 11th, the first planes to hit the World Trade Centers hit floors 93 through 99. That day there was flight 93 of 33 passengers and 11 crew in Pennsylvania that supposedly crashed but left no plane parts. Also, there was the 93 World Trade Center bombing. This number 93, as well as the number 39, is incredibly important to the Zionists. Israel's Congress is called Knesset, which has gematria of 39 and 93. All throughout history, the Zionists have coded these numbers. The year this nation was established was a year with 93 numerology. United States of America has gematria of 93. So does the word propaganda. And for as long as this nation has existed, it has run on stories of propaganda. The author of this book is named Morgan Robertson, a name with 77 gematria like the word Judaism. The American meridian is the 77th meridian. On September 11th, it was Flight 77 that hit the 77-foot tall Pentagon. Making matters worse, the Pentagon's five-sided, has 5 floors, and a 5-acre court in the middle. It sits across from the 555-foot tall Washington Monument, the tall, skinny, white obelisk. The Iraq War began March 20th, 2003, 555 days after September 11th. And remember how our media tried to confuse the American people and make them think Iraq had to do with 9/11. This media is nothing but lies, deception, and propaganda. Let's watch the mainstream coverage, then we'll break it down.
In my perspective, it didn't look like a bomb. I took it to school to show my teachers the talent that I had. I want to show them. I just brought something to school that wasn't a threat to anyone. It didn't do anything wrong. I just showed my teacher something. And I ended up getting arrested.
The follow-up investigation revealed the device apparently was a homemade experiment, and there's no evidence to support the perception he intended to create alarm.
It almost looked like the time on that clock was on 9/11. I mean, what a joke. Notice 93 and 9/11 on the screen, Truth Seeker. We just talked about that. All right, so that was the mainstream reporting. Let me show you what I saw. We talked about his age of 14 and the N on the shirt. This story took place in Irving, Texas, a location with 58 gematria, a number we're seeing coded a lot in hoaxes. He was arrested Monday, September 14th, 2015, a date with 58 numerology, just like the location of Irving, Texas. This was the same combination of numbers as the shooting at Delta State in Mississippi. I did a video on that. The name Mohamed has Pythagorean gematria of 32, just like the word bomb in simple English. Ahmad Mohamed is accused of bringing a bomb. Notice that Ahmad Mohamed in Pythagorean gematria sums to 54, Obama's current age. On the tweet that was just on the screen, they had the number 54 minutes on it. The name Ahmad Mohamed in simple English gematria sums to 90. 90 and 16 are the only numbers when written out have Pythagorean gematria of 33. And with regards to 33, this story came yesterday, a date with life lesson number numerology of 33. It's about a Muslim. Muslim has gematria of 33. It involves a teacher who accused him of bringing a bomb. Teacher has gematria of 33. In numerology, the master teacher number is 33. Also, his initials, AM, like time on a clock. A is the first letter, M is the 13th. Put it together, you get the combination of 113, numbers often coded into hoaxes. The words mainstream, green screen, and dishonest all have gematria of 113. And the Bava Kama, the Jewish holy text, rule A113 says a Jew can circumvent a Gentile by lying to them. And that's what the mainstream media does every day to the American public. Lies and lies and lies and programs with those lies. Also notice how the name Ahmad Mohamed and arrested have gematria of 90, probably all part of the joke. Also, with regards to the word clock, notice that clock has 44 gematria, the kill number. The World Trade Center is opened on the date of April 4th in history, 5 years to the day of the MLK assassination, April 4th, 68. Clock in Jewish gematria is 86, like the words triangle, symbol, pyramid. Very important numbers coded into this word clock. Clocks tell time. Remember, if you write out the word 44 in Summit, it sums to 144. In Jewish gematria, the word time is 144. And let us not forget that Obama is the 44th president. Barack Obama put out these tweets. Cool clock, Ahmed. Want to bring it to the White House? We should inspire more kids like you to like science. It's what makes America great. And notice this tweet went out at 9:58, emphasis on 58. This time in numerology, 9 plus 5 plus 8 sums to 22, just like the name Ahmed in Pythagorean gematria. Also, the word science itself has gematria of 58. He tweeted this at the 58th minute when this number's heavily coded into the story. He also put out this other tweet. This one has the 54-minute stamp on it as they captured in CNN. I just want to point out again that Obama is 54 years old. 54 has a numerology of 9. The next president to die in office will be the 9th president to do so. The last was JFK, the 44th term president. The first president to do so died on the date of April 4th, just like Martin Luther King Jr. This story comes out of Irving, Texas on the 32nd parallel. Remember, Mohamed equals 32. Baum equals 32. This is a Masonic number. The ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are 31, 32, 33. You add those three numbers together, it sums to 96. This story is on the 96th meridian. The word Freemason has gematria of 96. The word Masonic is 74. This time we got Police Chief Larry Boyd to give us the hoax story. Boyd has that gematria of 46 like Hero, another number often coded into police personnel and police stories. On Twitter, we got this phony movement, I Stand with Ahmed. We need people to go stand in the streets, not on Twitter. But anyway, I Stand with Ahmed has gematria of 68. 911 was made the national emergency dialing code in 68. World Trade Center construction began in 68. MLK was assassinated in 68. And with the S exception, 77. Another number familiar to 9/11. Another number familiar to this nation. Another number important to the Jews. Also a number coded into that book, Futility, Wreck of the Titan, that had a lot to do with 14. Remember? We live in a nation where all the stories are coded by numbers, Truth Seeker. If you're new here, if this is my first video you've seen, let me take you back to April 15th, the date the Titanic sunk, the date Lincoln was killed in a theater. On that date, we got the story of the gyrocopter crash landing by the White House. Keep in mind, Obama was born in the year 61. The pilot was 61 years old. He was flying a gyrocopter with 61 gematria. His name was Doug Hughes, which has 61 gematria. And making matters even more creepy, this happened to be 61 days after the 44th day of the year. He was delivering a message to the 44th president. I hope my message is coming through loud and clear, Truth Seeker. We have to wake up to who's doing this and how they're doing it. All these stories are lies by the numbers for the purpose of the propaganda they instill in the minds of the drone masses who still trust the media. Okay, until next time, Truth Seeker.